be a member of any organization for many years is quite an accomplishment, but what about 7 decades? In this segment of Guide to the Good Life, NTV's Brian Ganuzzi tells us about a man who has been with the Masons that long. Last week, the Franklin Lodge 264 presented John Hawley with a 70-year membership pin.
On behalf of the Grand Lodge, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons of Nebraska, we present this certificate and the accompanying award to John W. Hawley for 70 years of service as a Master Mason.
It was 1949 when John joined the Masons in Russell, Kansas. He says he can still remember his dad's excitement with the news.
Dad was pleased. Yeah, he came down for the ceremony, 100 miles or so. My dad was a Mason, and my grandfather, my dad's dad, was a Mason. A great uncle who was another Mason. So it kind of ran in the family.
Representing the family on this day were John's nephew Ron and his wife Joanne.
Well, this is a great thing for him because he's carried his Mason cards for years. My granddad was a Mason. I don't know how far back it went, but John has always said that my granddad got him and another one of his brothers into Masonry.
He represents that group that was basically World War II, Korea. They came out, they were joiners. They started Legion, American Legion Auxiliary. Elks clubs got prevalent, Rotary clubs, etc.
Surprisingly, John expected to stay a member his entire life. He said the dues were not too expensive, so he just kept paying them.
A person who is a member relishes that membership. There was no reason not to do it the whole route.
While 70 years is a very long time, John is not the only Mason from Franklin to reach this milestone.
Our lodge is 112 years old this year, and it's happened 5 times that we've had members that have gotten a 70-year certificate, but there's not many that do.
I imagine with a Masonic lodge that there's probably less dropping out than any other organization.
While John said he appreciated the ceremony and the reception that followed, it wasn't really necessary.
As my mother would say, oh, that's a lot of foolishness.
He is very humble, and I think most of the time with a Mason you will find that they are very humble, that they tend to be more like the Good Samaritan.
Years mount up for you. All you have to do is stay alive.
Brian Ganuzzi, NTV News, Alma.
John is 93 years old now, and he says he has no plans to stop paying those dues.